Hello, everybody. Welcome to It's My Lifestyle. I'm Elder Shorron Vinson. It's another day, and I'm so glad you're here. Glad to have you join in and stopping by the channel. It means a lot to know that you are coming back or you're stopping in for the first time and we have a moment to share God's word together. This is wonderful. If you haven't subscribed yet, don't wait any longer. Please subscribe to the channel and make comments and like it. Excuse me, share it with somebody else. Let it be known that there's a place you can go and get some encouragement and feel inspired. I really enjoy this time that we have together, and you all have blessed me and made me feel so blessed and welcome to the YouTube family. So I just want to let you know that if you want to continue to view, please like and share so that we can continue to spread and get more ideas. We do want God to be pleased and we want everyone to be blessed. Today, we have another word from the Lord. Today, we're going to talk about God remembers when others forget. God remembers when others forget. I don't know anybody who likes the feeling of being forgotten. You know, even just thinking, I think of little kids who didn't get picked up. And it could have been just an accident. But they didn't get picked up. Maybe they were waiting at the daycare or waiting after school. And maybe the wires got crossed and no one was there. And kids have that feeling of being forgotten. And it takes sometimes a lot for them to erase that from their memory. And sometimes they never forget it. Though they have moved on, sometimes they never forget it. And you know, we're the children of the Lord. So we have those same traits where we just remember being forgotten. And no one wants that feeling. You don't want to give that feeling. Neither do you want to be the recipient of the person who has been forgotten. You don't want to be the one. And it's just one of those things. It's our human experience to go through all of the ups and downs in life. And that's a low. It's a low moment when maybe somebody didn't remember your birthday and you would hope that they did. Or someone in particular, someone close to you, or someone didn't remember, Valentine's Day or whatever the case might be. You want to be remembered. And even, isn't it refreshing when you get a surprise from someone and you didn't expect to be remembered? It is just such a surprise to know that somebody was thinking about you. Everyone wants to know that they're being loved and they're appreciated and they're thought about. And we go through times in our seasons and our lifetime with the Lord when we experience some of those things. Unfortunately, those of us who are, carry mantles and serve in the church or work in certain capacities, leadership capacities, or even in the lay perspective for people who don't necessarily have a title, but people who work earnestly and love hard and really want to see the people of God blessed in ministry. There are many of us who have to bear some of that because you don't expect to always be rewarded for every single thing you've done. And neither should we tally up things that way. We're not logging in. It's all about knowing that what we are doing is blessing people. So that's the first thing we want to emphasize. We're doing it to bless people. We want people to be blessed. We want people outside of the church to be blessed. We want people inside of the church to be blessed. And however we can bless them, however we can be used, that's what we want to do. And there are those of us who have the vocation to work outside of the church significantly more than others. Maybe you're called to the outreach ministry. And maybe there are those of us who are called to work inside the ministry. The Bible puts it to you this way, that there are many members of our body. And as you know, the Bible, or you may not know, but the Bible equates it and uses as an example the human body. There are things that are outside our body that we use. our eyes. They're outside members, but then there are internal members as well. Our heart, our kidneys, our lungs, our appendix, our pancreas. All of those things are inside. We need the outside members as well as the inside members. So there are people who work outside of the church that to be a blessing, and there are people who work inside of the church to bless. And some serve in both capacities in some way or another. And remember that. So however you function for the Lord, just remember your part is significant. My fingernail is significant. My eyelash is significant. There's no little member. We need all of the members working in their function to bless people. Second point, we do it to glorify God. We're not doing this for pats on the back. That's not the reason that we do what we do. We get up in the morning with a purpose to glorify God in the earth. We do this for the purpose of spreading the love of Jesus so that people will recognize who he is, not who we are. They may never know your name, but if they realize that there's something different about you or there's something different about you, and I want to get to know the God that you serve. I want to get to have that type of relationship. I want to know the love that you have. What is it? Then that's how we glorify God in the earth. By letting our light so shine and blessing other people, remembering them, helping them, and that glorifies our God. The third thing I want to share with you is everybody has a time. If you've been faithful to God, and this is dear to my heart, if you've been faithful to God, God will be faithful to remember you completely. He never forgets anyone. Let's first say that. God never forgets anyone. He never sleeps. He never slumbers. He doesn't have to remember, but he purposely remembers to reward you. He remembers to bestow upon you blessings. He remembers to show that faithfulness to you as you have to him. And we can never do it the way God does it to us. Ours pales in comparison. Our faithfulness pales in comparison to the way God is faithful to us. Okay, I think about sometimes I know I had been faithful, but when I think about how God has been faithful, I'm blown away. Because whatever God does, he does so well. He does so big. He does so bold. He can love you in the smallest way, and it means so much. I'm here to tell you that God remembers when others forget. I know that some of us sow seed in people. We have dug people up out of ditches. We have helped people. We have really gone out of our way to bless, especially when we see people in certain need and we know where we can help. We have been there for them, and we've been that listening ear. We've been that shoulder to cry on. We've been that person. Some of us have been the person for other people. Some of us have. Some of us has had to raise others' children. Some of us has had to, do more than maybe you would think for some of our loved ones. Take them in, or whatever the case. You've gone above and beyond to show your love. And sometimes you wonder, does anybody ever reciprocate and show the love back to you? I'm telling you, it's coming back to you. God will remember you. My mind goes to Hannah. When she was faithful to the Lord and she wanted a son so badly, and she had prayed and cried and prayed for a son. Penina was provoking her, and she's the other wife. Not today, fellas. We don't do the other wife thing. But she was the other wife because that was the custom at the time. And she had multiple children, and she was just rubbing it in. And Hannah just was not trying to be jealous of her. That wasn't the focus. She just wanted her own child. She wanted a son. And the Lord had seen Hannah praying, and he had heard Hannah's cry, and he had seen Hannah's faithfulness. And after she made a vow to the Lord that she would give him back to the Lord if he gave her a son, she did what she said she would do. And the Bible said that the Lord remembered Hannah. he remembered her. It doesn't denote that God will ever forget you, but it tells me that he rewarded Hannah. And I'm telling you, faithfulness has its own reward. God gave me that early in my ministry. He gave me that. Faithfulness has its own reward, taken from that very scripture in 1 Samuel, how Hannah prayed and how Samuel was that child that God gave Hannah. And he used Samuel in widely for his glory. And not only that, God then bestowed upon Hannah other children. And I'm just going to tell you, you might be praying for one thing from the Lord, but God's got so much more coming to you for your faithfulness. He will remember you. Be encouraged, my friend. Be encouraged. I feel it in my spirit. I really do, that some of you have just gone beyond the call of duty, more than you ever thought you would ever do, but you did it from your heart. And I'm telling you, God remembers you. Some people get their blessings, walk away from you, barely say thank you, barely. Some people will die on you and go and live somewhere else and give somebody else their good years. But I'm here to encourage everyone that God will remember you when others seem to forget. And for those of us who have forgotten some of the people who have been a blessing to us, go back and say thank you. Go back and say thank you. It's sometimes you have to make special mental notes. Maybe you may not get to every single person that ever, hugged you or gave you a kiss, or you might not ever get to every single person. But I'm telling you, from your heart, let's begin to show love back to the people who have blessed us and been there for us the most. They need a hug. They want to be remembered. And even if you tend to forget or have forgotten, people who have been faithful, God will remember you. So that's my word for today from the Lord. And I encourage myself as I'm encouraging you, that God's got something special in store for you, for you love him and you love all of the people of God. So for today, that's all I have. And I just hope you are blessed. I hope you're encouraged. And I hope you tune in next time. Don't forget to subscribe. And I'll see you real soon.